Dragon Ball Curse of the Blood Rubies. Dragon Ball made its theatrical debut in 1986 with the release of Dragon Ball Curse of the Blood Rubies. In this film, the greedy King Gurumes has been cursed by precious gems known as blood rubies that he ransacked his kingdom in search of, causing him to morph into a hideous monster with an insatiable appetite. The king then commands his army to seek out the Dragon Balls in order to wish for his curse to be lifted. This puts him on a collision course with the ragtag trio of Kid Goku, Bulma, and Oolong. These young heroes battle Gurume's army after a young village girl named Pansy asks them for help. This movie has lots of iconic moments for Goku, such as meeting both Yamcha and Bulma for the first time, taking his first flight on the Flying Nimbus, and unleashing his first ever Kamehameha. However, it is not Goku who defeats King Gurumes, but Bulma. She does this by throwing the final Dragon Ball into the king's mouth after he had swallowed the other 6. This causes Shenron to appear and break through the monstrous king, which allows Pansy to wish for peace across the land. Dragon Ball Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle. Released in the summer of 1987, Dragon Ball Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle stars Kid Goku and the newly introduced Krillin in a race to become Master Roshi's student. The young heroes are sent on a quest to retrieve the fabled Sleeping Princess from Count Lucifer's castle, with whoever succeeds first becoming Roshi's student. However, the princess is also pursued by Launch, a trigger-happy criminal whose split personality changes every time she sneezes. Goku and Krillin manage to infiltrate the Devil's Hand castle, but it is revealed that the princess is actually a giant crystal that Count Lucifer plans to use as a power source for his laser. Lucifer intends to blow up the sun in order to plunge the world into eternal darkness. Goku successfully uses a Kamehameha to destroy the laser, which vaporizes Count Lucifer. The movie concludes with both Goku and Krillin becoming Master Roshi's students after returning alongside Launch, whom Roshi mistakes for the sleeping princess. Dragon Ball Mystical Adventure. Releasing in 1988, Dragon Ball Mystical Adventure begins with Goku and Krillin, now finished training with Master Roshi, traveling to compete in a world martial arts tournament being held in the land of Mifan. This kingdom is ruled by the young Emperor Chaozu, who is trying to find his missing wife Ran. The Emperor's search is supported by Minister Shen and General Tao, who claim they will find the Dragon Balls to reunite Chaozu and his wife. However, their true plan is to eliminate Chaozu with the help of the debuting Tien in order to take control of the country with the power of the Dragon Balls, which they begin searching for after stealing a Dragon Radar from Emperor Pilaf. The final remaining Dragon Ball is held by a man named Bora and his son Upa, who flee their homeland after Imperial soldiers ransack it in search of the Dragon Ball. Goku befriends them and is given the Dragon Ball, and Bora decides to join the tournament in hopes of winning it and convincing the Emperor to stop destroying his sacred lands. In the tournament, Bora defeats Yamcha before perishing at the hands of General Tao. The general then tracks down Goku and battles him in an attempt to gain the final Dragon Ball. Goku manages to defeat Tao with the help of an android girl named Arale after they redirect his escape craft's missiles back at him. Meanwhile, Tien refuses to betray Chaozu and turns on the conspirators by blasting Shen with a Tri-Beam and reuniting Chaozu with Ran, who turns out to just be a doll. Finally, Goku uses the Dragon Balls to summon Shenron and wishes to resurrect Bora. Dragon Ball Z Dead Zone. The first Dragon Ball Z film saw release in 1989. While Goku is on a fishing trip, Piccolo, along with Goku's family and friends, are attacked by mysterious assailants. He senses danger and returns home, but he is too late and discovers Gohan has been kidnapped. The captor is revealed to be Garlic Jr., who kidnapped Gohan in order to steal the 4-star Dragon Ball on his hat. Garlic Jr. plans to wish for immortality in order to conquer Earth and exterminate all of humanity to avenge his father. After successfully fulfilling this wish, bitter rivals Goku and Piccolo must put aside their differences and team up to infiltrate Garlic Jr.'s fortress and defeat him. However, after seemingly being defeated, Garlic Jr. unleashes the Dead Zone, a portal to a dark dimension that begins pulling Goku in. Young Gohan is enraged by seeing his father in danger, and he blasts Garlic Jr. into the Dead Zone, sealing him away forever. Dragon Ball Z, the World's Strongest. Released in 1990, the story of the world's strongest is set into motion by the android Dr. Kochin, who gathers the Dragon Balls at the perpetually frozen Surumai Suburi Mountains. He wishes for the lab of the infamous Dr. Wheelo to be unsealed from the ice, after it was trapped by an avalanche decades ago. The evil doctors have a plan to find the world's strongest warrior and use their body as a host for the deceased Dr. Wheelo's brain in order to take over the world. Dr. Kochin manages to successfully lure Goku to the lab after capturing Master Roshi and Bulma, who are both freed after Goku defeats the Doctor's Bio-Warriors. The final battle begins with Dr. Wheelo revealing his giant robot body and attacking Goku and company. Dr. Wheelo accidentally causes his assistant Kochin to fall to his demise before Wheelo is launched into space by Goku using a Kaioken Kamehameha. Goku then defeats the mechanized Doctor by launching a spirit bomb at him just before he is able to destroy the Earth with his Planet Geyser attack. By the way, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one. Thanks! Dragon Ball Z, The Tree of Might. Also releasing in 1990, Dragon Ball Z, The Tree of Might begins with a camping trip Goku and his friends are on, being interrupted by a forest fire. They reverse the devastation caused by the fire using the Dragon Balls, but unbeknownst to them, the blaze was set by a crash-landed probe sent by the Saiyan space pirate Turles. This probe scans the land and notifies the pirates that conditions on Earth are suitable for growing the Tree of Might. When planted, this tree absorbs all of the energy on a planet and produces a fruit which grants the person who eats it a massive power boost. Turles and the space pirates arrive on Earth and plant the seed, and it quickly grows into a massive tree. Goku and the Z-Warriors attempt to attack the tree after King Pai warns them of the danger it possesses to Earth. However, their attacks are ineffective, and the space pirates confront them. Turles encounters Gohan and fails to convince him to join his side, so he then creates an artificial moon in order to turn Gohan into a Great Saiyan ape. Goku manages to cut his tail off to revert him to normal just before a massive attack from Turles nearly hits Gohan. A now furious Goku manages to finish off Turles' henchman and nearly defeats the Saiyan pirate until he consumes a fruit from the tree and gains the upper hand. Goku tries and fails to create a spirit bomb from the depleted Earth before using energy from the tree to create one instead. He launches the spirit bomb at Turles, who is destroyed along with the tree, restoring the Earth to its prior state. Dragon Ball Z, Lord Slug. This 1991 film kicks off with Goku and Krillin trying to stop a flying planet on a collision course with Earth. Their attempts to blast the planet off course fail, and the planet luckily explodes in orbit before a mysterious spaceship, originating from the planet, lands on Earth. This spaceship is commanded by Lord Slug, a ruthless, elderly Namekian who travels the galaxy in search of planets to turn into biological spaceships, just like the one that exploded in orbit. Slug does this by terra-freezing the planet with a special machine, which creates dark clouds that block out the sun and lead to all life on the planet dying. Lord Slug learns of the Dragon Balls and the radar used to track them by reading Bulma's mind. He sends his soldiers to retrieve them, and after gathering all 7, he wishes for eternal youth. As Slug's men begin the terra-freezing process and plunge Earth into darkness, Gohan and Piccolo attempt to stop the invaders with little success. Goku and Krillin rescue Piccolo and Gohan from Slug's soldiers before Goku and Slug face off. During their battle, Lord Slug pushes Goku to the brink of defeat before Goku channels his strength into becoming a pseudo-Super Saiyan, a new form somewhere between his normal self and the legendary Super Saiyan. However, Slug counters this by unleashing his full power and becoming giant. Lord Slug is finally defeated by a combination of Gohan, distracting him with whistling that harms Namekian ears, and a spirit bomb by Goku, which launches Slug into his planet-freezing machine, destroying both him and his creation. Dragon Ball Z, Cooler's Revenge. The second theatrical Dragon Ball release of 1991 was Dragon Ball Z, Cooler's Revenge. This movie's big bad is Cooler, the older brother of Frieza. 25 years ago, Cooler witnessed the destruction of the Saiyan homeworld. During the destruction, he saw an escape pod that contained a baby leaving planet Vegeta, however he chose to ignore it. After learning of Frieza's demise at the hands of a Saiyan, Cooler and his soldiers venture to Earth to avenge Frieza's death by plotting to eliminate Goku and destroy the Earth. After arriving, they quickly ambush Goku, Gohan, Krillin, and Oolong, who are in the midst of a camping trip. During the fight, Goku is badly injured after protecting Gohan from one of Cooler's energy blasts. Goku and company hide out amongst the wilderness, and Gohan ventures off to find a Senzu bean to heal his father. Cooler's soldiers attempt to thwart this, but Piccolo arrives and manages to hold them off just long enough for Gohan to give Goku a bean, which brings him back to full strength. Goku and Cooler then duke it out, before Cooler unveils a final transformation beyond what his brother Frieza was capable of. Channeling his anger towards Cooler's desire to harm the Earth, Goku once again becomes a Super Saiyan and quickly begins to overcome Frieza's brother. In a last-ditch attempt to defeat Goku, Cooler launches a supernova energy blast that is redirected right back at him after Goku fires a supernova Kamehameha. As Cooler is launched into space and hurtles into the sun, he realizes that Goku was the infant aboard the escape pod that he previously spared. Dragonball Z: The Return of Cooler. Released in the spring of 1992, Dragonball Z: The Return of Cooler begins with a giant liquid metal space station and its army of robots laying siege to New Namek. After sensing the chaos, Dende informs Goku, and the Z fighters head to New Namek to stop the destruction. Goku and company arrive and are stunned to see Cooler emerge from the ship with a new metallic form. He explains that he managed to survive his fiery end, and he plans to turn Namek and its people into fuel for his ship. Goku and Vegeta face off against Cooler, while Piccolo and the others fight the robot army. However, the Saiyan duo struggle greatly against the now metallic Cooler, and just barely manage to defeat him. To the heroes' dismay, the ship then produces 1,000 additional Coolers, which quickly overpower Goku and Vegeta. The two of them are captured and brought into the core of the ship, where Cooler reveals that his remains floating in space fused with the ship, preserving his life and giving him the power to produce these copies of himself. The ship begins absorbing Goku and Vegeta's power, however they overload the circuits by using the energy of their Super Saiyan forms, causing the duplicate Coolers to explode and the ship to begin collapsing. The original Cooler emerges from the ship's core and attempts to battle the Saiyan duo, but Goku manages to defeat him with a Ki blast. The Saiyan pair are able to escape before the ship explodes and New Namek is saved. Dragonball Z: Super Android 13. The second Dragon Ball film of 1992 was Dragonball Z: Super Android 13. This movie starts off with Goku and his family enjoying a day at the mall, before two mysterious individuals begin wreaking havoc in search of Goku. These attackers are revealed to be androids 14 and 15, creations of the deceased Dr. Gero. These androids intend on fulfilling the Doctor's mission of defeating Goku and ending humanity. In order to prevent further endangerment of civilians, Goku and Trunks lead the androids away from the city and into an uninhabited Arctic area. However, another android is waiting for them when they arrive, the powerful Android 13. As the fighting begins, Vegeta and Piccolo arrive. They manage to destroy androids 14 and 15 with the assistance of Trunks. Meanwhile, Goku manages to hold his own against Android 13, who then absorbs the components of the two fallen androids, causing him to transform into Super Android 13. Our heroes are no match for this advanced android form, and Goku begins working on a spirit bomb as a last resort. The other Z warriors attempt to hold off Super Android 13 while Goku prepares his attack, but they are defeated one by one with ease. Goku manages to finish the spirit bomb and absorb its energy after turning Super Saiyan, and he destroys Super Android 13 with a punch through the chest, ending the android threat seemingly for good. Dragonball Z: Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan. The first entry in the Broly trilogy released in 1993. In this film, a ship arrives on Earth piloted by a Saiyan named Paragus, who coaxes Vegeta into accompanying him to a new planet Vegeta, where he can rule after defeating a Super Saiyan who is terrorizing the galaxy. Gohan, Trunks, and Krillin accompany him on the visit. Meanwhile, Goku and Chi-Chi are at a school interview for Gohan when King Kai alerts Goku about the powerful Saiyan ravaging the galaxy. Goku locates a power signal from this Saiyan and teleports to it, encountering the destruction left behind. Goku then teleports to the new planet Vegeta, and the gang discovers that the planet is being developed by slaves who were displaced after a Super Saiyan destroyed their planet. Goku and company are then invited to a feast by Paragus. However, Broly becomes enraged upon first meeting Goku, and has to be restrained via his mind control headband wielded by Paragus. After the two clash again, Paragus reveals that Broly's anger towards Goku stems from Goku's constant crying back when they were infants. The elderly Saiyan also mentions that King Vegeta ordered the father and son duo to be executed, however they escaped and lured our heroes to this planet for revenge. Paragus also mentions that a comet is on a collision course with this planet, and the planet is doomed to be destroyed on impact. Broly then turns Super Saiyan and breaks free from Paragus's control. The onslaught proves to be too much as Broly defeats our heroes one by one with ease. Not even his father Paragus is spared, as he attempts to fly away but is crushed inside his ship by Broly. With no other choice, every Z warrior, including a reluctant Vegeta, channel their energy towards Goku, who absorbs their power and defeats Broly with a powerful punch. Goku and the gang manage to escape the planet along with the slaves right before the comet destroys it. Dragonball Z, Bojack Unbound. 1993's second Dragon Ball movie kicks off with our heroes competing in a martial arts tournament organized by Mr. Satan. The finalists of this tournament are set to compete with 4 alien challengers, who are really just costume performers hired by Mr. Satan. But things take an unexpected turn after these staged fighters are taken out by 4 real alien fighters who take their place and attempt to defeat our heroes in real combat. Krillin, Trunks, and Gohan attempt to subdue these alien adversaries, but are taken down by their leader, the powerful warlord known as Bojack. Centuries prior, the Kais managed to seal Bojack in a star as punishment for his crimes. Following Goku's sacrifice to create the explosion that defeated Cell, however, Bojack was freed, and his plan for universal domination resumed. Even after the arrival of Piccolo and Vegeta, our heroes are no match for Bojack and his crew, and all seems lost when Gohan is placed in a stranglehold by the towering brute. Goku cannot stand to see his son suffer like this, and he briefly uses instant transmission from beyond the grave to strike Bojack and momentarily help Gohan. He then gives his son some much-needed words of encouragement before returning to Otherworld. With this newfound encouragement, Gohan transforms into a Super Saiyan 2 and quickly defeats 2 of Bojack's men. Bojack then sacrifices his last ally in a futile attempt to defeat Gohan, before Gohan manages to punch Bojack through his midsection, ending his conquest once and for all. Dragon Ball Z Broly, Second Coming. Released in 1994, the second Broly movie opens with a badly injured Broly crash landing on Earth after escaping the destruction of new planet Vegeta before being encased in ice. 7 years later, he is awoken by Goten crying, while he, Videl, and Trunks had been gathering the Dragon Balls. Enraged by the noise, Broly confronts the young adventurers who stand no chance against the Saiyan brute, until Gohan arrives to save them. The two Saiyans clash, but Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 form is unable to match the power of Broly's legendary Super Saiyan abilities. Gohan and Goten combine forces and unleash a joint Kamehameha attack, but it is forced back by Broly's energy blast. Fearing defeat, Goten wishes his father could help them, and the Dragon Balls begin to glow. Goku suddenly appears and joins his sons in battle. With the assistance of Trunks distracting Broly, the combined father and son's Kamehameha blasts Broly into the sun, disintegrating him. Dragon Ball Z Bio Broly. The third Broly movie, also released in 1994, and it starts with Mr. Satan's childhood rival, Lord Jaguar, blackmailing the frog fighter into traveling to his island and fighting his newly created Bio Warriors. Mr. Satan arrives to the island, along with Android 18, Trunks, and Goten. The Bio Warriors are easily defeated by Android 18 and company, leading to Lord Jaguar revealing his prized Super Bio Warrior. However, Goten and Trunks immediately recognize this warrior to be the previously deceased Broly. It's revealed that this clone of Broly was made from a sample of the Saiyan's blood that was purchased by Jaguar. Trunks and Goten attack the clone before he can be revived. The clone of Broly wakes up just in time and survives the attack. As he breaks free from his tank, the clone is covered in biofluid and transforms into a weakened mutant form. Jaguar commands Bio Broly to attack Mr. Satan, but Android 18 and the younger Saiyans defend him. Our heroes struggle to fend off the mutated Saiyan even after Krillin arrives. The situation only gets worse as Bio Broly merges with the fluid and begins overtaking the entire island. Our heroes evacuate the island and notice that the fluid turns to stone when it is exposed to seawater. So Goten, Trunks, and Krillin fire a triple Kamehameha into the ocean, which causes a giant wave to hit Bio Broly and encases him in stone. Our heroes then blast the stone-covered Saiyan, destroying him for good. Dragonball Z Fusion Reborn. The spring of 1995 saw the release of Dragonball Z Fusion Reborn. This film is set into motion after a teenage demon in charge of the soul-cleansing machine in Otherworld gets distracted, causing the machine to fill up and explode. This accident causes the release of a massive amount of evil energy, which transforms the teenager into Janemba, a huge but childish monster, who places a crystallized barrier on the gate separating Otherworld and the real world. This allows the spirits of Otherworld to come back to life. The Grand Kai sends Goku and Pikkon to investigate, and Goku begins battling Janemba, while Pikkon works to destroy the barrier. In the real world, Earth is under attack by an army of zombies and previously defeated villains, including Frieza, who is easily defeated by Gohan and Videl. Meanwhile, Bulma and the other heroes gather the Dragon Balls and attempt to wish for the barrier between worlds to be restored. However, Shenron informs them that he cannot do this. In the other world, Janemba pushes Goku to the brink until he transforms into Super Saiyan 3 and seemingly defeats the monster. However, Janemba then transforms into a smaller yet more powerful form known as Super Janemba. This new form overwhelms Goku, and even after Vegeta arrives, they are still unable to match his strength. Goku and a skeptical Vegeta attempt the fusion dance technique. However, it fails, and they become the weak form known as Veku. The Saiyans barely survive in this weakened state, and manage to split just in time. After this, Pikkon distracts Janemba, which allows the Saiyan rivals to successfully fuse into Super Gogeta. This very powerful Saiyan combination defeats Janemba using the Stardust Breaker attack, which reverts the demon back into his teen form. The barrier between worlds is then restored, and the deceased spirits return to the afterlife. Dragonball Z Wrath of the Dragon. The 13th and technically final Dragon Ball Z film, known as Dragon Ball Z Wrath of the Dragon, was released in the summer of 1995. It begins with Gohan and Videl meeting Hoi, an old man asking for help with opening a mysterious music box. The old man claims a legendary warrior named Papillon is trapped inside the box, and this warrior is meant to protect Earth from an approaching threat. Gohan and Videl bring the box to Goku and the gang, and they resort to using the Dragon Balls to unseal it. After Shenron grants the wish, Papillon is freed, and the box shatters. Instead of being thankful, however, the freed warrior is furious, and demands to be resealed. He claims that half of a ferocious monster, known as Hirudegarn, resides within him, and the box was the only thing keeping it at bay. Shortly afterwards, half of Hirudegarn begins to destroy a nearby city, until Papillon plays a tune on his hero's flute, causing it to disappear. He explains that thousands of years ago, his planet was devastated after a group of dark magicians brought the statue of a monster to life known as Hirudegarn. Papillon and his brother Minosha managed to stop the beast by using their flutes, and a wizard cut Hirudegarn in half, sealing a portion of the monster in each of the brothers. The brothers were then sealed away in music boxes and sent to opposite corners of the galaxy. Additionally, Papillon reveals that the old man who possessed the box was actually one of the sorcerers who brought the monster to life. This secretly evil elder previously defeated Minosha and unsealed Papillon with the intention of bringing Hirudegarn's halves together. The Z-Warriors attempt to keep Papillon safe and prevent the release of the monster's other half, but their efforts are in vain. Both portions of Hirudegarn merge, and the monster begins laying waste to the city once more. Vegeta arrives, and both he and the rest of the Saiyans attempt to defeat the hulking monster, but their combined strength isn't enough after Hirudegarn transforms into a powered-up insectoid form. Papillon manages to seal the beast within himself and begs Trunks to strike him down in order to seal the monster away permanently, but Trunks hesitates and the monster escapes, smashing both the flute and Hoi in the process. With their backs against the wall, Goku transforms into his Super Saiyan 3 form, and Trunks cuts off Hirudegarn's tail, which gives Goku the opening he needs to use his Dragon Fist attack, destroying the monster permanently. Following the victory, Tapion gifts his sword to Trunks and borrows Bulma's time machine to travel back to his home planet. Dragon Ball: The Path to Power. Released in 1996 to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Dragon Ball, Path to Power is a retelling of the original Dragon Ball story. Goku and the rest of the OG Dragon Ball crew meet up and go on the hunt for the Dragon Balls, putting them on a collision course with the Red Ribbon Army. On their quest, Goku and company happen upon Muscle Tower, where they battle and defeat Sergeant Metallic. In this tower, Goku also befriends Android 8, after the android spares him following their battle. After this, Goku and Roshi team up and decimate the Red Ribbon Army's navy by blasting it using Kamehamehas, before Goku is knocked unconscious and everyone else is kidnapped. Goku battles his way through the evil army and into their headquarters before facing off against the powerful Battle Jacket mech suit. The mech nearly defeats Goku, and Android 8 perishes after trying to defend the young Saiyan from it. Goku channels his sorrow from this loss and blasts the mech with a huge Kamehameha, destroying it. He then uses the Dragon Balls to revive Android 8. Dragon Ball Evolution. The franchise made its official live-action debut in 2009 with the release of Dragon Ball Evolution. In this much-maligned film, Goku is an 18-year-old martial artist trained by his grandfather Gohan. He sets out on a quest to find the Dragon Balls after his grandfather is slain by ancient Lord Piccolo, a monster who nearly destroyed the Earth thousands of years ago alongside the great Saiyan Uzaru. The evil Namekian was sealed away by 7 mystics using the Mafuba technique, but he managed to escape and plans to obtain the Dragon Balls in order to wish for eternal life. As Goku ventures on, he is joined by odd, somewhat authentic versions of Bulma, Chi-Chi, Master Roshi, and Yamcha. Later on, Roshi learns of the Mafuba attack, however he discovers that anyone who uses the technique cannot survive it. Piccolo's servant Mai manages to steal Chi-Chi's blood and shapeshift into her, which distracts Goku and allows her to steal the remaining Dragon Balls. As Piccolo assembles the 7 Dragon Balls, Goku and company intervene before he can summon Shenron. As the solar eclipse approaches, Piccolo reveals that Goku is the reincarnated form of Uzaru the Great Ape. Goku transforms into this Great Ape form due to the eclipse, and Roshi sacrifices himself by attempting to use the Mafuba technique, but it fails to seal away Piccolo. Roshi's last words cause the rampaging Great Ape to calm down and revert to his normal self. Goku and Piccolo then fight, with our hero ultimately defeating him with a Kamehameha. Goku then uses the Dragon Balls to revive Roshi. Dragon Ball Z: Battle of Gods. After a 17-year hiatus, Dragon Ball made its triumphant animated return to the big screen in 2013 with the release of Battle of Gods. In this movie, the god of destruction, known as Beerus, is awoken after 39 years of slumber, during which he dreamt of fighting a Super Saiyan god. Beerus is surprised to learn that Frieza was defeated by a Saiyan named Goku while he slept. He and his attendant Whis travel to King Kai's planet, where Goku is training in order to see if he could really be this Super Saiyan god. Goku challenges the god of destruction to a fight, but after transforming into his Super Saiyan 3 form, he is easily defeated. Beerus and Whis then travel to Earth and crash Bulma's birthday party. At this party, Vegeta recognizes the incredibly dangerous deity and attempts to distract him. Despite Vegeta desperately trying to appease the god, Beerus is infuriated by Boo's unwillingness to share some dessert, and he decides that the Earth must be destroyed. Fighting breaks out, but nobody is able to match the feline deity's power. Goku manages to delay Beerus by using the Dragon Balls to wish for the answer to becoming the Super Saiyan god. Shenron explains that 5 pure-hearted Saiyans must lend their power to another Saiyan in order to manifest the fabled form. With the assistance of his fellow Saiyans and Pan, who is still in the womb, Goku is granted the form of Super Saiyan God. Goku and Beerus then face off, with the God of Destruction promising to spare planet Earth if Goku manages to win. Despite his newfound strength, Goku is unable to defeat the God of Destruction, and he barely manages to save Earth from getting blown up by an energy ball fired by Beerus. Satisfied with this battle, Beerus agrees to end the fight if Goku surrenders. Goku does so after realizing he is still no match for the god's power. The God of Destruction boasts that Goku is the second strongest person he's ever fought, surpassed only by Whis. Beerus then jokingly follows through on his promise to destroy Earth by smashing a rock before stating that he is out of stamina. Beerus and Whis bid our heroes farewell and then depart. Dragonball Z Resurrection F. The second film of the Dragonball Super era came out in 2015 with the release of Resurrection F. This movie kicks off with the remnants of Frieza's forces, led by a soldier named Sorbet, forcing the Pilaf gang to gather the Dragon Balls in order to bring Frieza back to life. Using the power of the Dragon Balls along with advanced healing technology, Frieza is successfully revived and he begins crafting a plot for revenge. The Demon Prince's plan involves him training for the first time ever in order to surpass Goku. Following this, a galactic patrolman named Jaco arrives to Earth and warns Bulma of Frieza's return. But with Goku and Vegeta away training on Beerus' planet, the other Z fighters band together and take on Frieza's massive army. Despite defeating Frieza's soldiers, the short-handed Z fighters are unable to handle Frieza's new strength, and they fall one by one, before Bulma manages to contact Whis about the danger. Goku and Vegeta arrive alongside Beerus and Whis, and Goku squares off against Frieza for the first time since their iconic battle on Namek. During the battle, Goku unveils his new Super Saiyan Blue form, and Frieza shows off his new gold-plated transformation. Goku gains the upper hand but is badly injured by Frieza's henchman Sorbet after he lands a surprise beam attack. Frieza offers to let Vegeta finish off Goku in exchange for the Saiyan Prince becoming his second in command, but Vegeta instead takes out Sorbet and transforms into his Super Saiyan Blue form before pummeling Frieza. Realizing he cannot defeat Vegeta in combat, Frieza instead opts to blow up the Earth, claiming Vegeta's life in the process. Whis manages to save Goku and others from the destruction by encasing them inside of a bubble, and he informs the distraught heroes that he can reverse time by 3 minutes. This rewind gives Goku the window he needs in order to hit Frieza with a dash Kamehameha, once again defeating him. Dragonball Super Broly. The 20th animated film in the Dragon Ball franchise is Dragonball Super Broly, which released in 2018. This movie rewrites the history of Broly and officially introduces him into the Dragon Ball Super timeline. The film begins with a flashback to planet Vegeta on the day King Cold passed down control of the Saiyans to Frieza. King Vegeta pays a visit to his son's nursery and notices that a fellow infant is displaying extraordinary power. This baby is none other than Broly, the son of Paragus. The Saiyan King fears that Broly could be even more powerful than his own son, and so he sends the young Saiyan to the desolate planet Vampa. Paragus steals a ship to travel to the planetoid, however his ship crash lands, stranding him and his son. 43 years later, two of Frieza's soldiers by the names of Chi-Lai and Limo notice the distress signal sent by the crashed ship, and they encounter the stranded Saiyans. Chi-Lai and Limo are amazed by Broly's strength and kind heart, so they bring the Saiyans to Frieza, who is gathering the Dragon Balls in order to wish for increased height. Frieza recognizes Broly's potential, and the trio team up in order to crush their common enemy, Prince Vegeta. Lord Frieza and the father-son duo travel to Earth and confront Vegeta and Goku. Broly begins battling Vegeta, and continuously gets stronger, before breaking free of his father's control and overpowering the Saiyan Prince. During their fight, Goku is pushed to his limit, and seems to gain the upper hand, until Frieza executes Paragus in an attempt to unlock Broly's Super Saiyan powers. The powerful grief experienced by Broly following this pushes him to turn into a Super Saiyan. Goku and Vegeta realize they are no match for the crazed Super Saiyan, so they teleport to Piccolo and form a plan to fuse together using the fusion dance technique, much to Vegeta's dismay. As the Saiyan duo attempt to fuse, Broly begins attacking Frieza, who is easily beaten even in his golden form. After their third fusion attempt, the pair successfully become the very powerful Gogeta. The fused Saiyans battle Broly yet again in a fight so powerful that it breaks the fabric of reality. Even after reaching his legendary Super Saiyan form, Broly is no match for the Super Saiyan Blue version of Gogeta. Just before Broly is destroyed by a Limit Ultra Kamehameha, Chi-Lai uses the Dragon Balls and wishes for Broly to be sent back to Vampa. As the dust settles, Frieza departs while Chi-Lai and Limo travel to Broly. A few days later, Goku arrives with supplies as a peace offering and asks Broly to consider training with him so he can better learn to control his power. Dragonball Super, Superhero. At the time of this recording, the 21st and final movie in the Dragon Ball franchise is Dragonball Super, Superhero. Released in 2022, the film begins with Goku, Vegeta, and Broly training with Beerus and Whis in outer space. Meanwhile on Earth, Magenta, the son of the former Red Ribbon Army leader, secretly plans to revive the infamous group. To do this, he recruits Dr. Hido, the grandson of the infamous Dr. Gero, and the two of them create the androids Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, along with a new and improved version of Cell known as Cell Max. Piccolo uncovers the duo's plot for world domination and uses the Dragon Balls to unlock his full potential. The new Red Ribbon Army plans on kidnapping Gohan's daughter Pan, and after Piccolo infiltrates the group by using a disguise, both he and Pan play along in order to get Gohan out of his day job and back on the battlefield. The plan works, and Gohan furiously arrives, facing off against Gamma 1 and turning into his ultimate form over the course of the battle. Piccolo then ditches his disguise and takes on Gamma 2, where he uses his newly unlocked orange form to defeat the android with ease. Magenta begins awakening Cell Max and disabling his restraints against Dr. Hido's wishes, but Magenta succeeds just before Hido manages to subdue him. The giant red monstrosity known as Cell Max is unleashed, with Trunks, Goten, Android 18, and Krillin arriving to join the fight. Even with this new help, and the assistance of the now friendly Gammas, our heroes struggle greatly against the towering android. After Piccolo nearly dies from a direct hit from Cell Max, Gohan powers up to a whole new level and unlocks his beast form. Gohan then takes a page out of his old Master Piccolo's playbook and launches a special beam cannon which destroys Cell Max in a massive explosion. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, feel free to give it a like and share it with someone who would enjoy it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video, and tell me which Dragon Ball movie you enjoy the most. Please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in seeing more videos like this one. I'm Dak Attack, you are you, and I hope to see you again soon.